Before we begin tonight's story, make sure you hit subscribe. Trust me, you'll want to stay close when the lights go out.
I never believed in black magic. Not until that night when I returned to the orphanage where I grew up. My name is Hanif. I'm a husband, a father, and a man who once thought he had left his dark childhood behind. But memories never die. Some of them wait in the corners of your mind, waiting for the right night to crawl back. It all started when I received a call from one of my childhood friends, Anton. He told me that our old caretaker from the orphanage, Pak Bandi, was very sick, maybe dying. He wanted us to visit before it was too late. At first, I didn't want to go. That place was filled with old shadows. But something inside me said I should. Maybe it was guilt, maybe it was duty. So, I packed my car and told my wife Nadia and my 3 kids, Haikal, Sandy, and Evie, that we were taking a short trip to the countryside. The road to the orphanage was long and lonely. The sun was setting when we finally reached that familiar dirt road. The trees stood like tall black guards on both sides, whispering to each other as our car moved slowly between them. "Is this the place where you grew up, Dad?" Haikal asked, pressing his face to the window. "Yes," I said quietly. "It used to be full of kids, laughter, noise. But the place looked nothing like I remembered." The old orphanage stood at the end of the road, a wide, broken building surrounded by tall grass. The windows were covered in dust, and the main gate hung loose. Anton and our other friend, Jeffrey, were already there with their families. They waved when we parked. We hugged each other, laughed a little, and pretended we weren't scared of how quiet everything was. Inside, the air smelled like damp wood and old paint. The walls were filled with pictures of children. Some of them I remembered. Some of them I didn't. We went to Pak Bandi's room. He was lying on the bed, weak and pale, breathing heavily. His wife sat beside him, holding his hand. When he saw us, he smiled faintly. "You boys came back. Good. Good." For a moment, I felt a warmth in my chest. He had taken care of us when no one else did. But that feeling didn't last long, because after dinner, strange things started happening. It began small, like whispers in the hallways when nobody was there. Then Evie said she saw a woman standing near the mirror in the corridor. I went to check, but the corridor was empty. At night, when everyone went to sleep, I couldn't. The place made me uneasy. I kept hearing footsteps outside our room. I thought maybe it was one of the kids. I opened the door, but no one was there. Only the long hallway and the old photo frames shaking slightly on the wall. Around midnight, we heard a scream. It came from the room where Anton's family was staying. We ran there, and what we saw still haunts me. Anton's wife was sitting on the floor, shaking, pointing at the mirror. There was blood on her face, small cuts all over, like tiny bites. "She was there," she cried. "A woman with no eyes, standing behind me." We checked the mirror, but it was clean, empty. We tried to calm her down, thinking maybe it was just tired or dreaming. But then Nadia whispered to me, "Hanif, where are the kids?" We ran out. I called their names, but the hallways only echoed my voice. Then I saw a small door open at the end of the corridor, the door to the storage basement. I rushed there and found Heikel and Sandy standing at the top of the stairs, staring into the darkness below. "Dad," Heikel said in a low voice, "there's someone down there." I took a flashlight and looked. For a moment, I saw nothing, just old boxes and shadows. But then, behind those shadows, I saw a woman, long hair, white dress, facing the wall. When the light touched her, she slowly turned around. Her face was half burned. Her eyes were hollow. I froze. My hands started shaking. And then she smiled. The flashlight flickered. When the light came back, she was gone. I didn't tell anyone what I saw. I just told the kids not to go near the basement again. But deep inside, I knew something was wrong with that place. The next morning, Pakbandi's wife told us he had passed away in his sleep. Everyone went silent. We stood around his bed, saying prayers. But I couldn't help noticing her eyes. She looked angry, not sad. After the burial, I found an old photograph in the hallway. It showed all the children from the orphanage and one woman standing behind them. She was wearing the same white dress. I didn't remember her. No one did. That night, we all stayed one more night, planning to leave the next morning. But it was the longest night of my life. Anton's wife started screaming again. This time, blood was coming out from her mouth, as if something was crawling inside her. We tried to help her, but she fell to the ground, shaking violently. Then Jeffrey shouted, "It's her! She's here!" The lights went out. Everything turned black. I grabbed my wife's hand and shouted for my kids. But in the darkness, I could hear someone whispering, a woman's voice, close to my ear. "You forgot me, Hanif." I felt a cold hand touch my neck. I screamed. When the lights came back, we were all standing in the hall, pale and terrified. On the wall behind us, written in something dark, maybe blood, were the words, "The Queen will rise again." I stood frozen, staring at the blood-red words on the wall. "The Queen will rise again." No one spoke for a long time. The silence was heavy, filled with the sound of our own breathing. Nadia held my hand tightly. The kids were shaking. Anton was the first to speak. "Who wrote this?" he asked, his voice trembling. No one answered. We searched the rooms one by one, but every door we opened made things worse. One room smelled like something rotten. Another had black stains on the ceiling, dripping down the walls. When we came back to the hallway, the writing was gone, completely, like it had never been there. That was when I realized this place was alive. It was watching us. That night, I couldn't sleep again. I sat near the window, looking out into the dark yard. I could see the old playground, broken swings moving slightly, even though there was no wind. Then I heard a faint crying sound. A child. I grabbed my flashlight and went outside. The air was cold and thick like fog. As I moved closer to the swings, the crying stopped. I pointed the light around. Nothing. But when I turned to go back, I saw small footprints in the dirt, barefoot, leading toward the back of the orphanage. I followed them. They led me behind the building to a small wooden shed I didn't remember from before. The door was half open. I pushed it slowly. Inside, I found something that made my heart stop. Old pictures, dozens of them hanging on the wall, all of the children from the orphanage. Their faces were scratched out. Only one face was untouched. A woman's face, the same woman from the photograph I had found earlier. And written below her picture in small, neat letters, Mother Murni, the Queen. Suddenly, I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around. No one. Then I felt it, warm breath on my neck. I spun around again, and she was there. The same woman, long hair, burned face, eyes dark and hollow. "You all forgot me," she whispered. "You let them kill me." I stumbled back, shaking my head. "Who are you?" Her voice grew louder, echoing in the small shed. "You called me a witch. You watched them burn me alive." Flashes of old memories hit me. The night we were kids, a woman screaming, fire, smoke, the smell of burned flesh. I remembered hiding with the other children, hearing the grown-ups shouting, "She used black magic! She cursed the children!" We had believed them. We were just scared kids. But now, I knew the truth. She was innocent. They had killed her out of fear, and we, the orphans, had done nothing to stop it. The queen of black magic had returned for revenge. I ran out of the shed, my heart pounding. When I reached the building, I saw chaos inside. Anton's wife was crawling on the floor, blood all over her face. Jeffrey was smashing mirrors with a chair, screaming that he could see her inside them. And the children, they were gone again. I shouted their names, but all I heard was laughter. Not normal laughter, high-pitched, cruel, like a child mocking me. I ran upstairs. The lights were flickering. On the wall, I saw shadows, figures, hanging, twisting, disappearing. One door was half open. I pushed it slowly. Inside was my son, Haikal. He was sitting on the floor, whispering to someone I couldn't see. "Who are you talking to?" I asked softly. He turned his head toward me, and his eyes were black. Completely black. "She said she wants you to remember. She said you were one of them." I stepped forward. "Haikal, listen to me." But before I could finish, his body lifted off the ground. His arms spread wide like something invisible was holding him. I rushed forward, pulling him down, shouting his name. Then a voice echoed through the whole orphanage. The woman's voice. "You all will feel what I felt." The lights burst one by one, glass raining down. Anton and Jeffrey came running, holding their families. We all gathered in the main hall, crying, shouting, desperate to escape. The front door was locked from the outside. We pushed, kicked, broke the wood, but it didn't move. It was like the house itself didn't want to let us go. Suddenly, Pak Bandi's wife appeared at the top of the stairs. Her eyes were red, glowing in the dark. "She has returned," she said, her voice cold. "The queen has chosen her new vessel." And then she started walking down slowly, her skin cracking, black smoke rising from her body. She smiled, the same evil smile I had seen in that shed. "She lived in me," she said. "Now she will live again in your children." We screamed, running in every direction. Nadia grabbed Avi and ran toward the back exit when I stayed with the boys. But when I turned around, Sandy was gone. I heard him screaming from upstairs. I ran up, 2 steps at a time, and found him trapped inside one of the old dorm rooms. The door slammed behind me as soon as I entered. Sandy was standing in the corner, shaking. Behind him, I saw a group of children. Ghostly,
pale, staring at me. Their eyes were empty and their mouths opened slowly. "She's coming," they whispered together. "Mother is coming." The floor shook, the walls cracked. I grabbed Sandy and ran to the window. I broke the glass and jumped down, landing hard on the dirt. My leg hurt, but I didn't stop. We found Nadia outside, holding Avi, crying. Anton and Jeffrey weren't there anymore. Only their screams echoed from inside. The building was on fire now, flames crawling up the walls like angry hands. I looked back one last time, and in the burning doorway, I saw her. Mother Murni, the queen of black magic. Her face was calm now, almost peaceful, as if she had finally gotten what she wanted. Then, the building collapsed. When the police arrived the next morning, the orphanage was nothing but ashes. They never found the bodies of Anton or Jeffrey. My family survived, but things were never the same. The kids have nightmares. Sometimes Evie wakes up screaming, saying she sees the lady in white near her bed. As for me, I still hear that whisper sometimes when I'm alone. "You forgot me once, Hanif. Don't forget me again."
Kindly subscribe the channel and comment if you liked the video. Thanks for watching.